Hi, and welcome to this edition of PassASCP.com. My name is Martin, and as usual, I'm here to sort of help you, give you ideas, tips, and tricks on how to navigate this whole thing of American Society for Clinical Pathologists Board of Certification exams. So today, sort of kick it off, we're going to just look at how do you get to navigate the website itself. So if you come with me today, we're just gonna look at this website. It is ascp.org. And if you're a test taker, this is your first time, this is probably where you're gonna go. If somebody hasn't shown you yet, if you haven't heard, this is the website where you're gonna go. You wanna find out what's going on this website. So first things first, when you get onto this website, you're gonna see there's a couple of things here. ASCP celebrated 100 years in 2022. That's last year, which is awesome. They have their logo on there, and you have membership, learning, advocacy, and outreach about ASCP, Board of Certification, and news. So, as a test taker for medical laboratory science, the very first place you want to go to is probably going to be Board of Certification, because you're here for the exam. You most definitely here for the exam. You could probably go to about ASCP, you sort of get to know the history of this organization and what they've done in the past, where they've come from, and how they've evolved. That's okay, that's all about you. But for the purpose and the interest of this video, I'm just gonna go dive into Board of Certification, and let's look what's on there. So when I click here, I'm just gonna get a bigger menu. This menu has about the Board of Certification, what they do, their governance structure, their volunteers, and all that. And then they have get credentialed. So this is it. This is the exams. What is the certification exam process? There's US certifications, there's international certifications, qualification, and state licensure. And then for those that have gone through certification, that you have to stay credentialed. That means you have to continue doing your continuous exams here and there. And there's information about the continuous maintenance program, information on US certifications, international certifications, and qualifications. Then, for organizations, businesses, companies that are trying to hire you, they usually want to verify your credentials. And that's this area right here. It's talking about general information on how to verify your credentials. And for program directors, this is for universities and colleges that are running medical laboratory science. There is information here for you. If you're a program director, there are program director resources, how to manage your students, and certification information. So again, you're the test taker. Where we're going to focus? We're going to focus right here on how to get credentialed. So the very first thing you probably want to know is the exam process. So I will probably click here and sort of see what the exam process is like. So once you click on that, it's going to open this page right here, and it's gonna show you a couple of things. You're gonna see general information on this exam. It's gonna tell you how the exam is structured. It uses computer adaptive testing, how to take the exam, how long is the exam. It's gonna give you all that information right here. It's gonna talk about your application, your eligibility, and everything. It's gonna show you all that. That's the exam process. So the most important thing for me right here on this page, and I would recommend that you just go through and try to read through all this, is for me it's the BOC examination eligibility assistant. And this is important to sort of kind of get you, if you are a US student, if you studied in the United States, it sort of gets you to sort of see your eligibility. So when you click on that, just follow the prompt, and then it will tell you what to do with that. So that's general information. Now the next thing right here is determining your category and exam route. So when I click on this, it's gonna talk about things like how you choose the correct exam category, and when you, for example, click on that, it's going to show you more information about how you sort of get to find out what program or what exam you're well suited for. It's going to give you all that information right there. Now, then we have our international certification right here, where it starts talking about the comparison between ASCP and ASCPI. So I would probably look at this. Again, I'll tell you there's really no big difference between ASCPI and ASCP. It's pretty much just there to show that this is an international professional. They didn't study in the US, and for ASCP, that this is a professional who studied in the US. But there aren't as much, there isn't much of a difference. Even if we look here, it's just going to tell you that as more and more ASCPI certified individuals enter the US and the global workforce, it is essential for governments, labs, hiring managers, international certificates, US certificates, and others to understand similarities and differences between ASCP and ASCPI. The truth is, all ASCPI applicants take the same exam, just as the US counterparts. There is really no big difference. A few small differences with like cytotechnology and cytogynecology. That's pretty much it. There isn't much difference here when you look at it. And there's also a program for MLS, ASCPI to transition to MLS. You can do this, but as long as you have done your exam, you do not even have to retake your MLS examination. It's all you need is to be working in the US for 5 years, right here. 5 years of full-time acceptable clinical lab experience in all required areas in the US or Canada, and that's it. And so you can easily switch if you're an international student. So really, I like this website because it's pretty well written, so much information on here to sort of get you ready, to get you with everything, and just get you sort of well versed with this exam as you prepare for it. There's also information here on certification and qualification comparison chart. You can look at that chart and sort of see what is needed for ASCP, what is needed for ASCPI. You can sort of learn more about that. So for US certification, there is information here. It's right here. They've categorized the highest volume certifications. This is where you see a ton of students are taking this exam. You're gonna be able to see that there's all sorts of different certifications here. And now this is where you're looking in trying to understand where you fall. What is your area of training and learning, and that will basically get you to the exam that you want to take off of ASCP. So, for example, I'll just use an example of MLS, Medical Lab Scientist. If I click on that, it's gonna give me all the information that I need. That's what I was saying. If I click back on it, it will take me back, and that's the part that I really like about. That's the part I really like about this website. It's really well done, well simplified. So if I click on MLS, it's gonna show me eligibility routes for medical lab scientists. And when I come here, it's gonna show me what's in route 1. What do I need? You need a bachelor's degree and completion of a medical lab scientist program within the last 5 years. If I go to route 2, it's gonna show me what I probably need. If you're MLT, it's gonna show you everything all the way up to Route 6. I always advise every single person that I talk to, come here and read through all these routes one by one, so that you can find a route where your education and experience matches the exact requirements that ASCP is looking for. It's very, very important. Once you've done that, it makes it easier for you to go and apply. All right. Now, over here, it talks about the role of the MLS, what they do in the lab. It talks about the applicant resources, routes 2 to 6. You'll have to have experience documentation. So places that where you've worked, you have to be able to demonstrate through writing letters, letters of support from the places you've worked, showing that you actually worked there in the different capacities through which you work there. Routes 2 and 4, program completion documentation. You have to be able to show that. Then there are things like contact guideline, reading list, accredited colleges and universities, procedures for exam and certification. So they've put so much information right here that I would highly recommend that you come here and read through it all. And they've gone on to put here your apply now button right here. And then they've gone on to show you exam information for applicants to make sure that your application is easy to manage. Just look at what you need to do, getting ready to apply before the exam day, after the exam. How do you prepare for your exam? All that information has been put right there for you. Now, application fee is $240, and this is going to be going up to $250 beginning July 1st, 2023. I believe for international applicants, it's pretty much the same fee, except some countries in sub-Saharan Africa, I believe, they have. I think you can pay about $90. If I'm not wrong, you may have to double check and confirm. But I believe they've reduced that fee up to like $90 for applicants coming out of most of sub-Saharan countries and other developing countries. So that's there for you to go and check out and confirm, and then know exactly how much you need to pay when you are applying for this program. All right, so let's look at international certifications. If I click here, it's pretty much the same stuff we've been seeing over the US certification. It's the same stuff you're gonna see here. I will again still use MLS, and if I click on it, it still has 5 MLS for international applicants. It's actually 5 different routes. I'll make a video where I'll just talk about all these different routes and what is each of them. Route 1 and 3, there's training and documentation. Route 2, 4, and 5, experience documentation. You need content guideline. There is a reading list here, and there's evaluation for foreign transcripts. We will look at that. And there is procedures for exam and certification. So again, they've put here all the information you need here, and they have, oh yeah, it's right here. Application fee for most countries internationally is actually $200, and it will be in July. It's gonna go up to $210. So take note of that. July 2023, that is going to go up to $210. And for applicants who obtain medical lab education and currently reside in selected nations, receive discount pricing of $95 for all international certification examination categories. And there is a list right here for those nations. So if you're an international test taker, certificant, whoever's you're falling in that category, I recommend that you go on here, look at this list, and find out if your country qualifies for that huge discount. All right. Then let's go. And I think it's fair enough because as an international applicant, you also have to pay for evaluation of your transcripts since they are foreign transcripts and so many other hoops probably you have to go through to apply. So I'm glad there's that discount for you. Now we'll go on to qualifications. There's general information here. Find your exam route. We've just gone through that. Gather your documentation, and once you have all that, go on to, of course, apply. Take your exam. Pass the exam. If you pass the exam, what happens? You will get your certificate at some point. You'll get your CMP, and you will start doing your CMP because you have to do this for your entire time as a tech. If you unfortunately fail the exam, it's okay. There's a lot of people who do not get it on their first attempt. We've seen it. Um, you can go on and do a re-examination. You can reapply and redo your exam, and hopefully this time you can pass it. Again, this information is here. If you need it, just come and in case you fail the exam, just come and look at it and see what you need to do to get this going. All right. Now let's go down to let's see. Let's see. So we've gone through that. Then the last tab on here is state licensure. So um, if you work and live in California, or if you plan to work and live in California, this is very important for you. So so there is a California state license, and you don't really have to be ASCP certified. You just have to go and take California's Board of Licensure examination. All right, and I believe it's 200, and oh, it's right here for MLS. It's 200. The application fees are all put here. All right. Now, if you are looking at ASCP, all right. So if you do ASCP certification, the rules just changed recently. You will be granted. You will simply be granted a California's license. So basically, go on and do your ASCP, and then go to California Licensing Board, and they will give you a certificate. All right. Now, if you're already ASCP certified, all right, you've already been certified by ASCP. You then again you just need to connect with the California State, the licensing board, and they will determine. Um, they will determine that is California Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Service website. They will determine your eligibility, and they will give you your certification. All right. So I believe it's the same story with New York. I do believe that it's the same story. And for these states, if you're in any of these states or you're planning to work in some of these states, go on and read and see what each of these states are requiring. Now, for all the states that are not listed on here, if you do not see any of your state, for example, I will live and work in Arizona. That basically means I do not need a state license. My ASCP license is enough for me to work anywhere within Arizona. All right. So that's what it basically means. Yeah. So that is the Board of Certification website. We've gone through the different parts of it, and I will stop right there, and I'll come back with other videos on how to sort of navigate, for example, the application process, and we can talk about that in detail. Thank you for watching, and hope you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.